Coming up.
Oh, this looks good. Oh, I'm loving this.
Welcome to episode 69, everyone.
Just say that then.
Give the client something they're not expecting.
And we have a flow, we have a pattern, we have a way of doing it.
I've had a lot of firsts in this past 12 months.
I refute that.
Never know unless you try.
I'm in trouble now, Anna. Can you rescue me?
Oh my God, I'm glad you said it, Mark.
It makes your life more interesting.
Not messing around, miss. Honest. I love that.
Hashtag hire human, guys. Hire human, please.
Well, he was very odd, Petunia.
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
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 Hello and welcome to today's episode of How Do You Say That, sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk. This is Mark Rice.
Yes, I am here indeed, absolutely. Hello, and that's Sam Boffin.
Yes, hello. And every week we, and a very special guest, set out to prove there is more than just one way to read a script.
So if you use a mic professionally as a voiceover artist, director, actor, podcaster perhaps, then this is the very podcast for you.
Yes, it is. Now, today's fun fact about Mark is he has just been to the dentist.
Yes, I've just had a filling, and so subsequently half of my bottom jaw is still completely numb. It's slightly unnumbing. So I had the anaesthetic about 2 hours ago, and it's wearing off. So if I bite my tongue, it could be an interesting episode.
Lovely.
And here's a fun fact about Sam. She once fell into a water channel at the Alhambra Palace in Granada while pregnant.
I did.
Sam, talk about unfortunate.
Well, it wasn't so much unfortunate in that it was one of those, if you've ever been to the Alhambra Palace, you'll know there are these channels of water that run all around it. And I thought, God, that would make along with a lot of other people, I have to say, that would make such a good photo opportunity, I thought. So I shall stand astride one of these channels, I thought. And you know, I am at this point 6 or 7 months pregnant, so a little off balance. And as my lovely husband, or it wasn't my husband at the time, but as he went to take the picture, I toppled over and fell right in. It's very embarrassing.
But highly amusing. If only there were cameras for You've Been Framed at the time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, well, and we also have a special guest who this week is voice actor Anna Cass. Hello, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
It's lovely to have you here.
I feel very honoured to be here.
Oh, well, that's nice. Let's hope it's a good experience. Let's find out a little bit about Anna, shall we, Sam?
Absolutely. So Anna is a London-based voice actor who is very new to the industry. In fact, she only started in May 2023, 12 months ago. In fact,
baby
a little
voiceover.
She's a little bit older than that. A little bit, 12 months ago. So her natural accent is sort of estuary London, and she sounds, as you will discover, she sounds youthful and husky and very relatable. And of course, she's all those things I know because I went shopping with her at the weekend.
Nice.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Well, as well as voiceover, Anna's an avid musical theatre fan, and she's the lead singer in a Disney rock covers band. Fantastic.
Ooh.
She also plays the cello, bassoon and the piano. She loves travelling. She did the world's tallest bungee jump, and she owns a pet turtle called Squirtle. Lots of fun facts there already, Anna. But do you have another fun fact that you can share with us?
So I do actually have a fun fact. So when I was 17, I was in a production of Cabaret, which we toured around America, around various schools and theatres in New York. And we actually performed in a maximum security female prison in Queens, New York.
Wow.
Probably one of the coolest things I've ever done, to be honest. And I already had a West End dream at the time, but then it kind of actually also made me want to work in a prison for some reason, because I just really enjoyed it. But yeah.
That's your enthusiasm, Anna. Sort of, oh, this looks good. Oh, I'm loving this.
This is fun. Absolutely.
I've got a vibe of Cell Block H going on there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So on that bombshell, let us have a look at our first script of the show and ask, how do you say that?
How do you say that? All right, this is something I've been working on in the last couple of weeks. This is a promo for eLearning.
Oh, okay.
It's like an advert for employers who want to create an e-learning course.
Right, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, kind of. Yeah, go on. Yes.
I think they came to me because they've heard me do other things like this, and they wanted it almost the same as what they'd heard in the reels.
Okay, did they point to a particular reel?
Yes, because I have an e-learning reel, so they wanted it a bit like that, which is fairly typical e-learning, I would say. E-learning narrator as opposed to e-learning character.
Right, okay. So shall I just, okay.
Yeah,
right.
go for it.
Okay. Investing in your employees' training and development is critical for the success of your company. That's where TUVIX comes in. We are an e-learning provider company that offers customised e-learning courses for your employees. Are you tired of outdated and ineffective learning methods? Do you want to take your training to the next level? Look no further than TUVIX, a premier e-learning provider. With our customised e-learning courses, your employees can learn at their own pace, at a time and place that's convenient for them.
That's a beautiful soft read, a lot softer than I did it. But I think that, again, if you were in this space, that would be what your kind of standard soft e-learning would be. I
don't have a standard soft.
Oh dear, have I said the wrong thing now?
I refute that. These are carefully bespoke
Take it back, Mark.
and crafted for the individual.
I meant this is your carefully crafted bespoke.
Exactly. I bespoke. It's only for TUVIX. I would only bring that out for TUVIX.
I'm in trouble now, Anna. Can you rescue me?
Yeah, I was going to say, yes. So for me, Sam, moving swiftly on from whatever Mark said. No, I really like the read. I think you sound a little bit more friendly though, because they're trying to, obviously sell this wonderful premier e-learning.
You wanted her more friendly. I thought that was pretty friendly.
Yeah, no, I don't know, a little bit more smiley and convincing. Be like, look, it's really good. Listen to us.
Good. No, I mean, this is it. This is because I did go middle. You're right. I went middle friendly. I was listening. I had kind of Mark on one of my shoulders going, you need to be corporate, Samantha.
Yeah. Totally.
So there was a little bit of that. And then I thought I won't lean too far into the friendly, but that is really so. And this is exciting actually, because I am really interested in seeing how you do it, because I suspect you'll amp up the friendliness, which should be really interesting to hear a different way of doing it.
Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out how Anna does it.
Good. Yes, let's.
Absolutely. Okay. Investing in your employees' training and development is critical for the success of your company. That's where TUVIX comes in. We're an e-learning provider company that offers customised e-learning courses for your employees. Are you tired of outdated and ineffective learning methods? Do you want to take your training to the next level? Look no further than TUVIX, a premier e-learning provider. With our customised e-learning courses, your employees can learn at their own pace, at a time and place that's convenient for them.
Nice.
Now, how interesting. I think you also had my corporate person sitting on your shoulder there. But you did exactly what Sam said in terms of ramping up the friendliness. So I think you had both those shoulders working. But I think that read was almost more corporate than yours, Sam. But more friendly as well, if that's a possibility that you can do the both at the same time.
What?
I don't see how that works. Yeah, do you know what I loved about that? Your first mention of the company felt really fresh. Felt really that line. That's where TUVIX comes in, and it felt really inviting and actually exciting because it's very dry. In fact, if you look at the words on the bloody page.
What do you mean? Everyone loves premier e-learning providers.
We love it.
Well, quite.
Yeah, so I thought you injected that feeling of, we've never said these words before. It sounds really fresh and interesting. So I loved that. I really enjoyed that read.
Sam, you know how you say sometimes ignore the punctuation?
Yes.
I think Anna added a few more commas in there than actually exist.
I like that.
Yes, I liked that. But it changes the flow of it, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. And that's what we need to do, because what we often do is we approach these things and we have a flow, we have a pattern, we have a way of doing it.
Yes, and you're about to hear that.
And I'm about to hear that way. And that's why so jumping the punctuation and or adding new ways of looking at the words on the page, i.e. adding different kinds of punctuation, can lend I think it kind of makes things sound fresh and new and interesting.
It's actually funny that you say that as well, because I tend to put too many commas when I'm actually writing things as well. I'm like,
that's interesting.
I always read back an email and I'm like, that is a really long sentence with just a load of commas in it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that's just how I just speak and am.
Yeah. How funny. Oh, that is interesting. Can I just say to any Star Trek fans that are listening, you will have realised that the company name is not TUVIX. I've changed it to TUVIX, but TUVIX was a character name in one very special episode of Star Trek Voyager.
Now that is taking geekiness to a new level, even for you. Even for you,
Just throw in another fun fact there, Mark. I love it.
Well, you know how it goes. Shall I give you the rhythmic way that I did it? I don't think you will have any surprises here, Sam.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Because this is what the client wanted. I know that there's an argument, Sam, that goes, give the client something they're not expecting.
Yes.
But I'm not sure this client would have gone with that, to be honest.
You never know.
Well, no, maybe I should have tried. Well, okay. Yeah, somewhere in the back of my brain it's always, but won't I then have to do it twice?
You never know. You never know. Never know unless you try.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. Right, okay, let's give it a go. Investing in your employees' training and development is critical for the success of your company. That's where TUVIX comes in. We're an e-learning provider company that offers customised e-learning courses for your employees. Are you tired of outdated and ineffective learning methods? Do you want to take your training to the next level? Look no further than TUVIX, a premier e-learning provider. With our customised e-learning courses, your employees can learn at their own pace, at a time and place that's convenient for them.
Absolutely. No, you're right. There were. What's interesting about that, though, I'm sure it is exactly. I think anybody that puts Premier in their script.
Well, yeah. I really like that.
It's a lovely read. I mean, you do it beautifully.
Anna, can you tell Sam's trying to be nice, but she can't really think of the word.
She can't find the word. Yeah, she's like, I think there must be something.
There must be something nice I can say about that. What I would say, Sam, is was I right in thinking that is, after I'd said that's exactly what you would expect, that was exactly what you would expect?
It is, and of course it's unfair because we all have a style. You know, we do have a style.
That we're booked for sometimes.
Absolutely that we're booked for, because we're on episode 69 or something. So I've heard your style.
I know.
69 times. It's not that you've only got one style.
Oh my God, it's episode 69.
I know.
Do I need to make a gag out of that?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm glad you said it, Mark, because I was thinking it, but I thought maybe not.
I think simply saying I want to make a gag out of that is enough.
Let's face it, there's a double entendre in that anyway. Welcome to episode 69, everyone.
That's getting out of control very quickly, didn't it?
Sorry, that's my brain again.
Everyone's favourite episode, number 69. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
If people are listening at the One Voice Conference, because this is published the week of the One Voice Conference, come up to us and say, we loved episode 69.
69. Such children.
Oh, wait, yeah. I love it. I'm so glad you said it, because I did notice it, but I was waiting for someone else to say it.
Anyway, where were we? We were in the middle of a very serious discussion, weren't we?
I've lost my thread. Let's just go with what we had.
Let's play a sting and move on. Play, how do you say that?
And of course, it's worthwhile remembering that these are real scripts that we're working on right now.
Have you recovered yet?
Changed. I have recovered. We've changed names.
We have, yes.
To Star Trek things, and we've changed names and some details to avoid copyright issues.
Indeed. So, Anna, you've brought a script. Can you tell us about this one, please?
I have, absolutely. So I decided to choose the section of the script that I got from the lovely Bradshaw.
I thought it might be that, yes.
Yes, for the project that he did for cancer research. And it was just such a lovely section. I mean, obviously, it's a wonderful book anyway. But I just thought it was a really lovely section, so I thought I'd bring it back. And also, a lot of my other things are still under NDA, so I figured I don't want to get in trouble. So
those blooming NDAs, I know, absolutely.
I know.
Anna's piece is clearly in the same segment that I was in.
You know, I think mine might actually have been directly after yours.
Directly after. I was going to say, because it's got the same characters in it.
Yes, I was listening to it. I was like, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, there's so many different voices. It's hard to sometimes distinguish between everybody. But I remember thinking, I think that's Sam.
All right, so take us through the characters then. So which characters do we have in this particular piece?
Sure. So we've got Alice herself.
Yep.
And we also have the character of the Rose, who I kind of imagined as obviously being a flower, being a sort of airy, hippy-dippy type character.
Okay.
That's how I read her anyway.
Interesting.
Oh, well, no, that's interesting because, of course, I interpreted the Rose in a slightly different way, but that's
Not a hippy-dippy type. You just kicked your microphone, didn't you?
I did. I was all excited then.
Oh, we seem to have lost control so early in the show. It's
I've had things falling down in my booth. I've kicked the microphone.
Golly.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
So because this wasn't my section of the book, let me go first and let's see what I make of it.
Okay,
And then we can move on from there. It's like,
Move on.
Alice looked round eagerly and found that it was the Red Queen. "She's grown a good deal," was her first remark. She had indeed. When Alice first found her in the ashes, she had been only 3 inches high, and here she was half a head taller than Alice herself. "It's the fresh air that does it," said the rose. "Wonderfully fine air it is out here." "I think I'll go and meet her," said Alice, for though the flowers were interesting enough, she felt that it would be far grander to have a talk with a real queen.
I loved that. Your rose was
Rustic
different
rose.
to how I did it. Yeah, I loved
Yeah.
it. Down the farmer kind of rose.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, had been in the ashes. I was thinking maybe the manure as well.
Yeah. We have to kind of be aware that there's stuff before and after,
Yes, of
don't we,
course.
with these little tiny excerpts. And I thought it was a lovely read. Again, nice. What you didn't do, interestingly, was do much characterisation on Alice herself.
No, and I think when we did a previous excerpt as well, I got that criticism again too. But I was wondering how to make it very different, though.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's always a dilemma, isn't it?
And I think as a boy, particularly difficult.
Yeah.
What I noticed, I feel like your first Alice was slightly different to your second Alice in this excerpt.
Ooh.
Yes, you might be right. Yes, the "she's grown a good deal" was different to "I think I'll go and meet her." Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Sam. Let's have a listen to what your rose was all about then.
Yeah, and again, I think there'll be 3 different roses. That'll be
Yeah.
really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Alice looked round eagerly and found that it was the Red Queen. "She's grown a good deal," was her first remark. She had indeed. When Alice first found her in the ashes, she had been only 3 inches high, and here she was, half a head taller than Alice herself. "It's the fresh air that does it," said the rose. "Wonderfully fine air it is out here." "I think I'll go and meet her," said Alice, for though the flowers were interesting enough, she felt that it would be far grander to have a talk with a real queen.
Oh, nice. Yes.
I love
I mean,
that.
I love that rose. That rose was very posh.
Yeah.
That rose was a rose growing outside Downton Abbey.
She was posh rose.
Posh
A beautiful
rose.
As
red
opposed
rose.
to rustic rose.
Indeed,
Yeah.
as opposed to rustic rose, indeed. I can see the Alice characterisation there as well. You took her to being a little girl, and it was really
Yeah.
obvious that she was a little girl there as well. I'll tell you what struck me, and it always strikes me when we do pieces like this. I rushed through it like there was no tomorrow, and you gave it some beautiful, tempered timing there.
I don't know. I probably
Absolutely.
did too much, but I figured it was a kid's book or
Yeah.
predominantly a children's book, and so I did a little bit more than possibly I would have done had it not been this particular book.
I could sit here and listen to you do the whole book very, very easily, Sam.
Yeah.
We don't
Me
need
too.
to
I was
say
going to
that.
say the same.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Bless you, but it's a long book.
I just want you to read me bedtime stories every
Yeah,
evening,
exactly.
Sam,
Yeah.
to
Can
be
you come
honest.
to our house and read us bedtime stories? That's fine. Well, Anna, I want to hear how you did it
I
for
do.
Brad now. That would be amazing.
Okay. Alice looked round eagerly and found that it was the Red Queen. "She's grown a good deal," was her first remark. She had indeed. When Alice first found her in the ashes, she had been only 3 inches high. And here she was, half a head taller than Alice herself. "It's the fresh air that does it," said the rose. "Wonderfully fine air it is out here." I think I'll go and meet her," said Alice, for though the flowers were interesting enough, she felt that it would be far grander to have a talk with a real queen.
There's a lovely difference between the narrator and Alice there.
Lovely.
Love that. Yeah.
Lovely. And I loved your rose.
Yeah.
Your kind of, Phoebe Rose.
Yes.
It was kind
Phoebe,
of like Phoebe
yes,
from
of course.
Friends,
Phoebe
wasn't it?
Rose. Yes, absolutely. That's absolutely right.
Kind of who doesn't really know what's going on, but yeah, I can help.
Yeah.
And don't we all know people like that?
Yes.
three very different voices for the three different parts that were in that excerpt.
Yeah, it was really interesting, actually. And again, really interesting that actually rhythmically, I suppose, they were not unalike. But the characterization in them was quite different.
How do you say that?
Well, I tell you what, we've done the script straight, so to speak. But here's the moment we now love in the episode, the wild card bit.
Here we go.
Let's see if we
Here
can
we go.
approach these scripts in a completely different way. Anna, can you pick one of the scripts for Sam and give her a character or a motivation for it, please?
Absolutely. Okay, so I really did a whole visualization for this.
Ooh,
Might be a bit silly,
visualization.
but I thought it could be fun, quite fun and silly to do. So, picture this, Sam.
I am picture.
You're in school, okay, and you're messing around with your friends, and one of your friends has just done something absolutely hilarious. But in that moment, the teacher comes over and starts to tell you off and wondering what you're doing and why are you messing around, right? So you've got to try and explain the story to her, trying your hardest to be serious, but you can just feel this laughing fit.
And which script for you?
I would say script number 2. Because it's kind of obviously you're
Because
trying
it would
to tell
work
the
with
story.
either one there. Yeah, well, interesting.
Yeah, or do you think number 1 or number 2?
It's up to you.
I'll go script number 2. Script number 2. Because you're trying to explain to the teacher what the story is.
Okay, I'm trying to, but first I'm messing around and then I try to explain. Yes, I've kind of got that. Yeah. Okay. Alice looked around eagerly. Found it was the Red Queen. She's grown a good deal, was her first remark. No, she had indeed. Because when Alice first found it in the ash, she said, well, she'd been only 3 inches high, miss, and well, here she was. She's half a head taller than Alice herself, you see, and it's the fresh air that does it, said the rose. Wonderfully fine air out here. I know. I'm not, I think I'll go and meet her, said Alice, for though the flowers are no more interesting enough. She felt that it would be far grander to have a talk with a real queen.
I love that.
That was so good. I love that.
And you said 3 different motivations. We got very separate 3 different motivations in there as well. I love the moment that the teacher came over. It was like,
miss, sorry,
word. Yep. Not messing around, miss. Honest. I love that.
I could literally see you in the scenario as you read it. I thought it was perfect.
No, that was fun actually, and you did have to really think your way into it. Was quite a physical. I was being quite physical actually, with my hands and everything, and actually with my whole body. That was really interesting to do.
Ooh. So Anna, you may laugh, but it's your turn now.
Oh no! I shouldn't have laughed so much, should I?
I'm gonna go back to a wild card that I really like that was in a previous episode, but I think it's an interesting characterization to do. It's not an AI voice, but it is a sat nav.
Oh,
Okay.
In whatever way you want to interpret the sat nav, but I'm going to go script 1 on that, the TUVIX script, in however you want to do it, but I am the person listening to the sat-nav and you are the sat-nav. So imagine someone driving along, you are the sat-nav.
Right. Okay. Wait, script number 1, you said?
Yes, please.
Right. Okay. Investing in your employees' training and development is critical for the success of your company. That's where TUVIX comes in. We're an e-learning provider company that offers customised e-learning courses for your employees. Are you tired of outdated and ineffective learning methods? Do you want to take your training to the next level? Look no further than TUVIX, a premier e-learning provider. With our customised e-learning courses, your employees can learn at their own pace, at a time, and place that's convenient for them.
oh, well done.
I'll tell you what came out there. You managed to capture the rhythm, as we were talking about earlier, the rhythm and the nature of sat-nav really beautifully, I thought.
And also, you really got the impression that TUVIX, you'd said it once in a particular way, and now the second time it plucked that same way of saying it into TUVIX. Yeah, very nice.
Hashtag higher human, guys. Higher human, please.
Well, quite, absolutely. Let's hope people do, very much so.
You can't have any sort of emotion whatsoever, and you are literally just reading as a computer would read.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to do, actually. I mean, I have to say, hats off to you, because you had to maintain a steady pace through the whole thing. You didn't, rush or do anything different through the whole piece. Yeah. And it's so tempting to do that.
That was fun. I actually quite enjoyed reading that.
Good.
Maybe I'll be more robotic in future instead of.
No, don't do it.
I'm not sure I'd sell yourself on that.
The perfect robot voice, guys. No.
Okay, Mark Rice.
Yes.
I have something for you.
Okay.
Now I'm torn between the two scripts, but what I want you to be is a cocktail party guest with a secret.
Oh.
And I think I'll go script 2.
Oh.
Which is actually more difficult.
Yes, it is.
Than the first one.
Yes, it is. A cocktail party guest. Any
cocktail
particular
party guest.
Era?
Any particular cocktail in your hand?
No, any particular era?
Margarita. Oh, era.
Modern or?
We can do what you like, love.
Got something in my mind, that's all.
Oh, well, then do what's in your mind. And I don't often say that.
Well, no, it's dangerous to say that, isn't it? Absolutely. Let's see. Okay. Alice looked round eagerly and found it was the Red Queen. She's grown a good deal, was her first remark. She had indeed. When Alice first found her in the ashes, she'd been only 3 inches high, and here she was, half a head taller than Alice herself. It's the fresh air that does it, said the Rose. Wonderfully fine air it is out here. I think I'll just go and meet her, said Alice. For although the flowers were interesting enough, she felt it would be far grander to go and have a talk with the real Queen.
Well, he was very odd, Petunia. I'm not sure who bought him.
What's with that guy?
What's with that guy?
I really liked that. You could sort of, it was almost as if in the first section, you were going into this long story, but then you suddenly realise, oh, whoops, I shouldn't have said that.
I'm not supposed to tell that story. The 3 inches high, I'm not supposed to be saying that. Yeah.
I got the feeling
to get that there as quick as possible.
Yeah, that somebody had walked in and was overhearing somebody you didn't want to, you were about to relay the secret. What was your visualization? I mean, it was lovely. So 50s, I'm taking.
I was at a Jeeves and Worcester party.
Oh, 20s or something.
20s. I thought maybe 20s or 30s, yeah. I did have the cocktail in my hand, didn't drink much of it.
Oh, I could hear the cocktail in your hand.
Well, you've been to the dentist, you've just been dribbling it out.
Well, to be fair, yes,
that is true.
The numbness has almost worn off now, which is good, which is just as well.
That's good. You run out of tissues from the dribbling. So that's good.
Dribbling away.
Mopping yourself up. And of course, if you want to play along in the privacy of your own booths, we have put the scripts in the show notes so you can have a try yourselves.
Yes, you can. Well, our question this week is, Anna, you've had a year of working in the voice industry now, and you've already got a lot of experience. What advice do you have for people literally just starting out? Maybe they haven't booked any jobs yet. They haven't got a full studio out. What's your advice to them?
So what was key for me, and what I still enjoy doing, is getting out there and meeting people and speaking to people about their own experiences and what they've kind of done. Everyone's kind of been on different journeys, and everyone has a different perspective. And when I first initially started thinking, oh, this is something I could potentially be really interested in doing, I was joining webinars and sort of doing sort of training, which was amazing, which I would also definitely recommend. But the actually going out and meeting people and listening to other people's stories and how they've kind of learnt and what they've done, because people have done different things. Yeah. And it was just really fascinating. And I also just love meeting people, and you get to feel that sort of community, and you realise, and even if, for example, you get later down the line and more questions come up, as they of course they will, having the people in your network that you can go to and say, this has come up, I've never done this before, what's this about? And you have those people that you can go to and answer questions to, and also get some coaching as well. well.
It's a really clever piece of advice, that, Sam. You believe in networking. You have always networked. You're a prolific networker.
The thing is, I don't use the term networking because the term networking actually feels, makes me cringe, actually.
But to all intents and purposes, that is what it is.
Well, it's not actually. It's meeting people and forming sort of genuine relationships. Because I've met Anna on a number of occasions. We've done weekends, to get in terms of training
shopping
weekends
with the girls, didn't we, Sam?
Yeah, we did. It was lovely. And what I find fascinating, I suppose, is that you meet people. They become your, your support network. And I mean, I've learned so much from, everybody, from various people. I mean, Anna gave me some amazing advice, finding different studios when you need them and all sorts of things. I mean, that weekend we went on, we learned so much from each other. So I think that there's a huge amount, wherever you are in your career, to go out and meet people. It makes your life more interesting.
I think the key on what you just said that is the genuine connections. Because I didn't really have a problem with the networking word until you just gave that explanation and was like, actually, that's a good
That's much more what it is. Yeah.
It is.
This episode goes out when the One Voice conference is on.
Yes,
and I know that all three of us are really looking forward to just chatting to people and making those connections.
Yeah. It's a mistake if you go there thinking what you're going to do is meet lots of people who are going to employ you.
Yes, that's not what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
No, quite.
It's not what happens, but what you do, and I've formed I've been, I think, every year, bar last year, I've been every single year to the One Voice conference. And because of it, I know lots and lots of people. Yeah. And sometimes it's the only time of the year that I get to see them. And
yes, exactly.
I love it. And we keep that connection going all year.
You make genuine friends.
You do, yes.
And in this past year, the times that I've actually gone, you meet people for the first time and then you see them again and another thing. And you're like, oh, I actually want to spend genuine time with these people.
Yeah.
And you build your own community and of people that, you can ask questions to, but also you can just have such a genuine connection with and speak to regularly. I think it's key to have that support network and good people around you, I think.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's hope we all talk to lots of people. Exactly. Anna, thank you so much for coming on the show. You have been a marvel and it's been very funny.
A marvel. She's a marvel.
In a good way. Funny in a good way. And just a reminder that all of Anna Cass's details can be found in the show notes.
They can indeed. And so will today's script.
Yes.
So that you can have a read yourself.
So please like and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode as it drops into your inbox on a Friday. And feel free to give us a review if you feel moved to do so. We do love reviews, so.
We do indeed. So that is it for this week. Thanks again to the wonderful Anna Cass.
Thank you so much for having me.
Always want to say Mama Cass, actually, but instead of Anna Cass.
And that's not the first time you've heard that, Anna,
I was going to say, you're not the first one to say that, don't worry.
Not the first
My mum loves it.
I bet. We will be back next week with more scripts and another voiceover guest when we'll be asking, all together now, how do you say that?
Do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that?